Hey guys, have an interesting, sad but interesting video. I used to tell firefighters, police officers, everybody when I train them in, as you get a little bit of age, knowledge and wisdom, and you start looking at things differently. I used to tell them, guys, you can't help anybody. I don't care what the call is, how bad the house is burning, how bad somebody's been beat, no matter what's happening, you can't help nobody if you don't arrive alive, or if you don't arrive at all. Imagine going to a call and you're the only officer out and you have an accident. Now they've got to call somebody else out to go take care of you and to go on the emergency call that you had started on. Now you've caused your own emergency. This is a sad video, but I'm going to play it here.
Right now at 11, the Ohio State Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly crash involving a Columbus police cruiser.
10 TV obtained new dash cam and body cam footage today showing the moments leading up to the collision. 10 TV's Libby Cathy watched that video and spoke with a retired commander about the investigation. Libby?
That's right, Yolanda. Jeff, I spoke to Bob Meter, a retired Columbus police officer with more than 30 years of experience, about what investigators will be looking for next, just days after this fatal collision. Early Sunday morning, a Columbus police cruiser responds to a reported burglary call when new dashcam footage obtained Tuesday by 10 TV shows Columbus police officer Caitlin Robinson headed east on West Broad Street with her lights and sirens on, honking her horn, approaching a red light on North Central Avenue, and colliding with a white Chevy Silverado.
There's a cruiser involved crash at Central and Vaughn.
Body cam footage also captures the immediate aftermath as officers render aid on the scene and Robinson asks about the other driver.
Sure, no doubt. No doubt you're concerned about the other driver. You just had an accident. You just caused an accident. Guys, when we're going to a call, and it's easy to sit back, some of you might be saying, as an old man, retired officer, and look at things differently. No, I looked at things like this. I looked at things like this when I was an active working police officer. Pause there for a minute because I just remembered I went through town one time. There was about 10 of us. It ended up being a shooting at the end, but 10 of us in pursuit, and they were talking about how everybody went flying through that intersection. Said Fred was the only one that slowed down and looked and then went on. Guys, we got to be safe. We can't kill an innocent person or people or family. I saw an accident back home before I ever come to Central Kentucky, and police officer was chasing another vehicle. He was trying to get over into West Virginia because you couldn't pursue into West Virginia unless it was a felony. So they knew if they could get over, cross that bridge and get in West Virginia, they were home free, as long as they hadn't committed a felony. This police officer was trying to catch them, and before they crossed the bridge, and failed to see the threat, failed to see perceived the accident that was getting ready to happen, and he went through the red light and he killed a family of 4, mother, father, a son, and a daughter. He killed 4 people trying to get to a traffic violator. Traffic violator went on down the road. He got away. The trooper, I don't know whatever happened to him, but I know that 4 people died that night. Same way as this man died. He's dead. She's on her way to a burglary call. Okay. If they steal everything in the house, they can replace it if they have to. There's no material that they could have taken that night in that burglary that couldn't be replaced. This man's life can't be. Way too fast on town, well-traveled roads, anything, a pedestrian, anything could have happened. Got to slow your roll. Them lights and siren will give you tunnel vision, and you'll think that nothing's going to happen. You're the goddess of that street, and that's not the way it is. People's got their stereos on, people's on their phone, people's doing different things. and they look up and you don't realize the rate of speed that you're traveling, and you've done covered 5 football fields in a matter of a couple of seconds, and this is what happens.
Oh God. Oh God. I'm worried about him.
Robinson suffered non-life-threatening injuries, according to police. The driver of the Silverado, 30-year-old...
And that is usually the way that it happens. The police officers are usually not hurt. They've got cages in their car. They've got seatbelts and airbags. And they usually broadside somebody. See, his airbag's not even out. He didn't get hit from the front or the rear. He got broadsided. The suspects, they don't usually crash. They usually make it through, or if they don't, they crash and kill an innocent victim like this, just broadsiding because they went through a red light. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Corey Tennis was pronounced dead at the hospital about a half hour after the crash.
There's a lot going on inside of a cruiser on an emergency call for service. The officer clearly had her lights and siren on. She was responding, and she was trying to render aid.
Bob Meter is...
You can't render aid if you don't arrive to the scene. You can't render aid if now that aid is diverted from where you're going initially to come to you. That's not rendering aid, that's hindering aid.
the retired commander who served 31 years with the Columbus Police. He says the video is just one part of what will likely be a months-long investigation by the Ohio State Highway Patrol.
Another piece of evidence is going to be if there's any other videos, maybe community cameras, perhaps an interview of that first motorist that came through the intersection, what they seen or heard. And
she never slowed down. She never, it'll tell, the black box, it will tell her speed at point of impact, tell how fast she was going. She never slowed, it don't look like to me.
And the forensics from the vehicle itself.
Columbus police policy requires officers to enter intersections with due regard, meaning they must slow down enough to give other drivers a reasonable opportunity.
It's called common sense. It's called common sense. Imagine that somebody coming through that intersection is a member of your family. How would you proceed through that intersection? Would you drive like a maniac? Or would you think, oh, wait, that may be my brother or sister coming there. That may be my mom or dad. I better slow down for a minute.
Opportunity to avoid a crash.
Certainly, as she was approaching the intersection with a red light, I think maybe some caution there would have could have prevented it. But there's a lot going on.
Oh, okay.
The former commander called the entire situation a tragedy.
And this officer, irrespective of fault, is going to have to live with this incident.
This officer's going to have to live with what she did. Well, I guess that's okay considering the guy that she did it to is not living any longer. She's got to, at least she gets to live with it. He's dead, guys. A family lost a loved one because of negligence and recklessness and carelessness on this police officer's fault. I'm sorry if I sound down on it. Police officers are too involved. They think these red lights and these sirens or blue lights are just shields that they can do, and everybody sees them and everybody hears them, and that's just not the way that it is. You've got to use some caution. You've got to use some common sense.
For the rest of her life, and it's a tragedy that there was a death. So that's very, very difficult.
And Columbus police say in a statement they are deeply saddened by the loss of life and extend their condolences to the family.
Now, what's going to be interesting is when the initial call, I hope somebody actually does. I know they said she was responding to a burglary call. Responding to a burglary call. Is that somebody's alarm went off? Somebody's on vacation and they've received a call from ADT or whatever it is, and you get a call and it says the alarm has went off at so-and-so address, and they respond to see if something's going on. Could have been nothing more than a mouse. Nothing more than something fell off the wall and set the alarm off. Anything's possible. Or was this a hostage? Was this somebody was burglarizing a home and they had taken the the homeowner was underneath the bed with the phone, whispering and saying, somebody's in my house, I need help now. That would be a whole lot different. You could give a little bit of leeway there and think, well, she's trying to get to this woman, because that's a terrible call when you know somebody's waiting on the police and something like that's going on. What's going to be sad if this call turns out just to be an alarm dropped, nothing to it, or nobody's even home. There's no life that's in danger. It was just a threat of somebody stealing somebody's property. If anybody sees, please post to the bottom here. If anybody ever finds out what the initial call is and what it's all about, please post. That'd be interesting for everybody to see, I'm sure. Hey guys, thanks. I'm sorry I dragged this out, but it's a sad, it's not like a beatdown. It's not like somebody just intentionally abusing somebody, but at the same time, it's good for other officers to see this and say, hey, I don't want to be that officer. I don't ever want to be in that position. When I go through this intersection up here, I'm slowing my roll. I'm going to look and then I'll proceed on. You can't predict what the other driver is going to do. That other driver had the right of way, guys. They had the right of way. Their light was green. For whatever reason that they didn't see that police officer coming, who knows? You're in a city street. You've got all these different billboards nowadays. They have billboards set up like movie screens, like TVs, with different. And one of your most attractive colors to get people's attention is red and blue. Sad to say, but that's the way a lot of people does their billboards, so they'll show up better, red and blue. Thanks, guys. Catch you next time.